gosh, I'm looking at my my thing here. Okay. Yeah. Looking at my. Okay, that's YouTube. But here we are, guys. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw. And let me pull this up here. I'm gonna draw. We're gonna be drawing. The title went through. We're gonna be drawing Youngblood character Vogue. So I won a contest on Rob Liefeld's Facebook page the other day, about 2 weeks ago, and I got to pick the next draw stream. Ooh, that's kind of bright now. The next draw stream focus, and because Rob Liefeld was announced that he was back on Youngblood, I figured I'd take a couple minutes as I'm drawing this compilation of images. I will. Let me see if this will work. I'm going to take this down. Will it keep it? All right. So I have already drawn, if you haven't seen yet, I have already drawn Shaft and Die Hard. And so this is Vogue, and she will be the third one I draw. And I want to try to squeeze in the final three. There's Chapel, there's Bad Rock, and then there's the guy with the, I don't know if that's Cougar or not. Like, there's a guy on the cover of Youngblood #1, and then and he looks like a Wolverine kind of character, but I don't know for sure if that's Cougar, because Cougar is the character that I won the contest with, but I don't know if he looks too old on the front cover. So we will see. I don't know who that other character is. So if it is Cougar, fantastic. If it is not, then I am going to exclude him anyway. So let me know if the audio is good. I always have problems with this StreamYard, and I don't know what to do because I paid for it, and I am bound and determined to make it work. This is like rigging it up anyway to even get the drawing board to work and another camera to work. And it's just kind of it's frustrating because everything I want to do with StreamYard, having guests and things like that, is kind of not ideal because of the connection that StreamYard has, and I want to be able to share it on different platforms and all that stuff. And that is the entire purpose of paying for StreamYard, and doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me. So I'm a little frustrated with StreamYard, to be honest with you. I started streaming using OBS Studio, which was a free software, but it doesn't allow you to have guests on without a third-party thing, and then there's camera issues and things like that. So I just wanted to go the easy route that everybody else was using, and maybe it doesn't work for me. Maybe I will have to try to figure it out with using OBS. So let me check something here, guys. I don't know if you guys are talking to me or not, so I'm gonna hit comments here. If you can hear me out there, just shoot me a thumbs up, and I would appreciate any kind of feedback as I work my way through this Vogue drawing. So I don't know if you guys were into Image way back in the day, but I was definitely enamored with everything that the Image guys were doing and putting out. So I had a copy of Youngblood #1, but from Pennsylvania to New York. So she has these knife things. She's like a female Wolverine also, I would think. That is how I would describe Vogue here. Let me see if all the things. What's going on, David? Thank you for popping in here and saying hello. I don't know if you just hit the like from Facebook or not, but thank you for confirming that you can see what's going on. Hopefully it's not too glitchy. Hopefully it's not too glitchy. Whatever happened to your comic? I thought, are you still working on that Red Hulk guy? I forget what his name is offhand. Once you turn on the camera, your recall disappears. I'm convinced that the live stream camera does something to your memory. That's what's wrong with Joe. Sleepy Joe. The camera comes on and poofski. All the memory goes away. Okay, so we are ready for inks. Now, I've been working on this, chipping away at this drawing for probably 2 days. 2 days. And I hope, yikes, that's a gap. And I don't want that to dry out, so that's a number 3. And number 3s are, it's my new number 3 too, so do not want that to go dry. All right, guys, this is where I hold my breath a lot, and it's the worst part about live streaming and sharing the drawing, because in the inking process, I do a lot of holding my breath so that I can hold the line. I don't know if there's an actual correlation between holding my breath and drawing a straight line, but I am going to assume that it does have an effect on the line that I lay down. So, all right. So I always start with the eyes. I was watching, who was I watching? I was watching Sean Chen. He was doing a drawing, and he was drawing faces. He was drawing a face, and he was starting with the mouth, of all things. I was like, oh, that's a first. So I always start with the eyes whenever I'm drawing, not just women, but any character in general. Because if you mess up the eyes, boy, you better throw away the picture. Might as well throw away the picture. I don't know if you agree with me. But my publisher has decided to stop publishing, so no more torn. That's the name. Sorry about that. Sorry for forgetting. At least until I either find a new publisher. Here, let me bring this up so that anybody on all the platforms can see it. Does that work, or does it not work? It's supposed to be showing it, David, but maybe there it is. And David says, I was asking David about his torrent, but his publisher has decided to stop publishing, so no more torrent, at least until I either find a new publisher or save up to self-publish. I feel you, brother. I feel you. David also says, I think Liefeld says he starts with the eyes. Yeah. It's not. It just makes sense to me, to start with the eyes. Start with the face for sure. So if anybody's starting with like the pinky finger or something like that, you can't trust guys like that. I'm just joking. You can maybe trust a guy like that, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, I always start with the eyes, because if you get the shape of the eyes wrong or whatever, you're just like, it's not going to matter, because that's the first thing people look at. That's how we've trained ourselves. I'm going to move this just like this. We are trained to look at each other in the eyes as we talk. And that's why, like, you get a bad feeling about somebody if their eyes are a little shifty. You can kind of tell if that they're present in the conversation or not, how confident they are. A lot of things happen, with looking at someone's eyes. So it's super important as we just look at an image that has a full face, that you're trained to look at the eye and then the shape and then all the markings of the face will let you know whether or not that artist knows what he's doing, because that's the first connection that we have as humans. So, and it is really hard to get an image of this character Vogue. You just do a search for Vogue. Her costume changed very early on, very quickly, and she shed a lot of clothes very quickly. I found of her, and I mean, in 1992, when this came out, I mean, goodness, I was like, what, 17? So a lot of those memories, those details, kind of escaped me. And I know that when I was in my late 20s, I mean, late teens, comic book store, and I still liked Image and everything that Image and the guys were doing from Image. And so I was in charge of reading all the Image comics and all the Marvel comics. That was mine. That was my universe, so that I could talk to the customers about what was going on in the comics. And the other guy was, I wonder if he's still around, down in Harris. I remember reading all these comics, but man, if you ask me any detail about Vogue, other than she was a model, she was from Russia, that's kind of all I remember. If you guys don't know, that I'm funding right now for issue number 6. As I think about what I want to put in and what I think readers would enjoy as I'm creating my story, I take advice from what Rob Liefeld has said about what's important, or what made than others, why some were more likable than others. And when he was talking about the X-Men, kind of a boring American team, and it wasn't until giant size X-Men came along where they added Colossus and Wolverine and Nightcrawler. What else did they add? But an international flavor to the roster that they so guys, you'll have to let me know if the connection is really that bad, and it's painful for me to watch after the fact too, and people hanging out here, so I'll just keep going. And if you guys don't mind the technical difficulties that I am having, then I will continue to go. We'll go until about 5 o'clock, maybe 5:15, just because I was running a little late. I was trying to figure out, it is so frustrating, especially if number one, my Wi-Fi is not low. I have a very strong connection, except when StreamYard is and then every time I say it, like StreamYard goes bad. So maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should not say that very often. But so I get frustrated and I vent about StreamYard. But I want to continue to kind of do this with jumping on draw streams where I kind of break down some of the artwork and just some of the storytelling. Like this over here, I'm going to show you. This is what I just picked up from the comic book store today. I did not go over on Wednesday because for some reason my comic book store doesn't always get all the new stuff on Wednesdays. So I just wait until the weekend and comics that I'm reading right now. And it is on issue number 6. You can probably get it out there. I know that they can order the later editions of like the second and third and fourth. I think Rook Exodus number 1 is on, so you can definitely get the story if you want the story. But number 6 is the final one for a while. Until 2025 is what I heard. I was watching Thinking Critical this morning. And a second here. That is my son. He doesn't typically call me. But let me text him real quick to let him know I'm live streaming. And live streaming is it an emergency? And let's see what my son says, because then we will let her. If it's an emergency, I'll see you guys on Sunday. So I don't like this. This is too small. It's a number 1. Number 1 is too. It's not giving it enough weight. Number 2's not that much better, but we'll give it a try for a little bit. But every Sunday, guys, at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 9, I do a live draw stream. And tomorrow probably will be a continuation of another Young, because the way that I am putting these drawings together, Chapel will be like out front. The way that I have the layout of the image that I'm going to put together to the contest, I will have to have it done by of Tuesday the 29th. Kind of tiny for the lines. Let's see here. I just found out that the Venom movie, the third Venom movie, is in theaters this weekend. And I had heard about that like last week, I guess, and I knew that it was coming out this weekend, but certainly no buzz about the new Venom movie. No bad. I like Venom. Venom the character. I watched half of the first issue. I mean, the first movie of the first issue. First movie, and it was on a plane, and then did not have a desire to watch the second one. And then didn't realize that they had a third one. I don't know. So how is the tech quality, guys? Is the stream hopefully it's not too, but if you don't know, I am running a campaign for Alpha Red number 6. Alpha Red is my creator-owned independent comic book. It is a family-friendly action-adventure series with it is good for the kids. I think it's fun for everybody. You don't have to be a believer. You don't have to be a Christian to. And he has to find, in the first series, he has to find the devil and stop him from taking over the world. So, but that is done. He has saved the world. Spoiler. Hopefully, I won't spoil this. It stops him from taking over the world. There's transforming robot tanks. There's transforming exotic cars. There's a super duper exciting drawing. Hopefully, you enjoy my drawing. But let me check on my son here. See if he answered. Not an emergency. Gotcha. See. I'm surprised he reached out. So he's not typically in need of in about a week. Actually, in a week. He's 19. Very proud Papa. He has a landscaping business. Yes. He's the youngest member of his company. As you can imagine, as a 19-year-old. But he hires people who are as old as me as his employees. But yeah, actually, you know what? He did say he has an 18-year-old employee, so he's not, for a long time, he was the youngest employee and is super duper proud. So, Alpha Red number 6, continuing adventures. I describe Alpha Red as Peter Parker as Captain America on a James Bond adventure. So Wes is the character's name, and he's your friend. He is, and they put a chip in his brain, which makes him super strong, super fast, and super smart, like Captain America. And then they give him some gadgets, like his super. Oopsie. Add. All right. So we're going to try using a PC instead of a laptop, and hopefully that will improve the quality of the stream, because I don't know what else to blame it on, honestly, because I'm hardwired in. There's nobody else really home, so they're not drawing on the internet. They're not pulling the internet away from me, so I don't know what else to blame it on other than the PC versus a laptop. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense to me. It says it has more processing power. I have a young computer whiz kind of kid also in my youngest child. He's pretty proficient at really have access to technology. We believe that is not a right, and it's very distracting. So he does not automatically get technology. He does not have a smartphone yet. That's probably coming soon, just because it's very frustrating to communicate with him, and because the rest of us are very used to the smartphone, kind of the convenience of smartphones, and so we forget that he doesn't have one. He can get text, but he cannot get group text. He cannot get images. He cannot get videos. He cannot whatever. So when we as a family, the rest of the family, are kind of enjoying memes and things like that, he cannot participate. And that's not super important, but he's got a job, and so he's off and running. And we want him to be able to keep in contact with him a little bit better than what we're currently doing with him. So what do you guys think? Are you into image comics? Were you into image comics? Are you a child of the 90s comic scene like I am? I mean, that's really where I get my love for comics and such. And all the return of Jim Lee on Batman, especially the Hush stuff, because even though Jim Lee left Marvel, then left Marvel for Image to create Image, then sold his Image studio to DC for millions of dollars, and then now he's running DC to the ground a little bit, but as you do. It's up to Warner Brothers to get him kicked out or remove him for whatever, but they seem to be okay with slowly dying. But they're coming back. They're making some exciting moves, and I, for one, am on board with the Batman stuff. I'm not on board with all the other stuff, but until I hear like really good buzz about it, because of his run on Batman previous, so his Court of Owls stuff and his New 52 Batman, he actually lost me on New 52 as they were transitioning to, like, they were adding Batman to like the event, or building the event around Batman, and I just could not follow the story just by picking up Batman, so they lost me. And then they went to the metal stuff, like DC metal or something dark metal, and it got really dark. It got really, really dark, and I'm glad that I jumped off. It was starting to get kind of creepy, and not the kind of comics that I enjoy. So there you have it. That is. But the announcement last week that Jim Lee was coming back to Batman got me pretty excited, and I hear a lot of good stuff from last week's New York Comic Con. So I'm grateful to hear that people are getting back into comics, and DC at least is trying to comics. No. So if you guys are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, that would be great if you jumped over and hit that subscribe button. We are at 210 subscribers, and if you would have told me like 2 months ago that I would hit 210, I wouldn't have believed you. It was so hard to get from 0 to like 40, then 0 to 100, and I was like wow, I made it. 100 subscribers. It was such a monumental feat, and then it stalled, and so I didn't know what else to do or how else to grow it, because really, that's kind of how I talk to you guys and get more attention on Alpha Red. That's the idea, is to kind of keep people interested in some of the creative stuff that I'm doing, so that you might consider supporting me when I have Kickstarters like I currently do. So you can go to alpharedcomic.com if you want to support Alpha Red number 6. The campaign is over on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I'm going to have a draw stream. A closeout stream. And hopefully by then, I can announce that, like we made it. We did it. And there are some people who are signaling that they're going to help me out. And I have not seen the support yet. So it'll take a little bit of reminding my friends and family that the window is closing. And hopefully they can jump on and they can help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. But this is IndieGoGo, so this is kind of a treat to kind of have an excuse to draw some things that I don't typically draw. I don't know if you follow my other videos, but you'll see that I'm doing some more faith-based commissions that is being used for some curriculum, and it's just such a neat feeling to be able to draw some of those things, angels, and like the baptism of Jesus and things like that, and things that as an artist and as a Christian, I want to draw those things. Those things inspire me. I can picture them in my head and things like that, and I want to draw them, but there's other things that I also want to draw. But it's funny what you'll draw when someone stops and gives you money. You know what? Priorities. So that did give me an excuse to draw some of these scenes from the Bible that I have always kind of wanted to draw, to see what I can do with those scenes. So just like this, I don't ever have a reason to draw the old Youngblood, the old image. Characters, but Are those? I don't know what Sakuras are. Let me see if I can see if it works there, Big Sip. I want to show your. There you go. There you go. And here's the next one. So, Big Sip, tell me what Sakuras are. Sakura? And maybe they are. Maybe they're not. Are they the knives, you think? I don't know. I'm just. I don't know what a Sakura is. Knives. Maybe you're talking about these things. Maybe you're talking about these things. And then you gotta make sure that they're in the right finger things. And then the knuckles, that it makes sense with the knuckles. Because that could be embarrassing. Oh, the fine liners? This is, these are Pigma microns. If that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about my supplies, my art supplies that I'm using. And these are Pigma micron, and the oils from my skin kind of like take the things off. I'm using a number 2 right now. It's kind of thin. They're a little bit thinner than I would prefer, but I want to be able to stay consistent with the other 2 images of the Youngblood characters that I've already drawn. And I know that did I do that right? Me and my talking. So that's comes out pinky and so I know that I used a finer pen for those. A finer pen. And so this is pinky, ring, middle, index. So that has to be your thumb right here. Kaboomski. So you don't want to mess that up. No, you don't. And so the blades. So it's hard, like I said, it was hard to find references for this character, because the images that I remember of her are really just the image on the cover. So she's covered up a bunch on that cover. All right, and then so this is how I ink. So I would do a bunch of the fine lines, right, and then all the little nicks and got some in this metallic reflection that belongs in here. And I'll do that with the fine lines, and then I'll come back in with a thicker pen. Come back in with a thicker pen, and then kind of outline some of the objects, some of the bigger objects. And that's been my style for a long time, honestly. I did find that when I hired this new inker that I have, that he brings a whole new energy to my artwork, and he uses a lot of different kind of lines that I don't typically use. Let me see, where's that number 3 from? 3. Like, so I'll have this, and it feels like I'm redoing a lot of it, which is fine. I want the outcome that I want, so I don't mind redoing it, and then it just pops, pops a little bit more. And then I find that when I hand this off to my inker and he inks over my inks, it's just it's definitely better that when he inks over my inks, because I've had him ink just over my pencils, and it doesn't have quite the energy. So I think he kind of can take my inked lines and really make it sing. There's a bit of a lag. Yeah, Big Sip. I appreciate that. I do know that there's with the lag in technology, and that is something that I'm trying a couple of different things to see if I can eliminate the lagginess. But I obviously the things that I'm doing that I did right before the stream to try to eliminate the lagginess are not working. It does seem I can see the screen, and I'm hoping that it doesn't even it won't just cut the stream off like it has here in the already once this stream, where it just cut me off completely, shut me down, and I had to reboot. But thankfully it keeps the same stream, so I can just hit retry, and it just does bring me back. But I appreciate you looking out, good looking out, and I appreciate you hanging out through the lagginess, because it is not fun. And part of the reason why I paid for StreamYard was so that I could have guests on, and I've had guests on, and it is painful. It is painful to try to sit through a discussion as both of you are trying to talk, and yet I end up talking over people, and on my side it looks like they're frozen, but when I watch the playback, it's me who freezes, and I look like a fool. So it's cringy for me to watch. So not my favorite thing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I said earlier, if you're just joining me, the other option is for me to use a PC instead of the laptop that I've been using. That's the only thing I haven't tried yet. I've tried better Wi-Fi, I've tried a Wi-Fi booster, and then now I'm actually hardwired in, and it still has not solved the problem. So, you know, and there's supposed to be like some music going. I don't hear the music in my ears, so I assume that there's some music playing. Maybe I'll go down here. Yeah, it looks like it's playing. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Let me turn that down just in case, because I don't hear it anyway. But it looked like it was kind of loud, even though I do not hear it. But all right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I don't want to keep you. I just wanted to keep this to about an hour. And if you would indulge me here, I'm going to let me remove that. Stop sharing. I'm going to present. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on me as I try to do this, because that would stink. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think here we go. Hit share. Hang tight with me, guys. All right. So this is my campaign for my my comic Alpha Red #6. So if you don't know, I draw my own comic, and we are up to issue #6, and I could use your support. You can see here that there's 4 days left, and I am at $15.94. So please, please, please consider backing me. Same campaign over on IndieGoGo. if you prefer to support me on IndieGoGo, that would be awesome. And FundMyComic is a new site that I found that that some independent creators are using. Could use some help there, but the campaign goes until Wednesday at 8 p.m. So there's a draw stream, a closeout stream. I'm used to saying draw stream, but closeout stream on Wednesday at 7 o'clock from 7 to 8, and we'll hopefully see this number closer to the $2,500 or over. And so if you guys would consider supporting me, I'd truly appreciate it. But until next time, tomorrow 8 p.m. I'll be doing another Youngblood character, no doubt. So please join me then. I am going to hit the music's going on. Thank you, Pixie. I'm going to end the draw stream with the advertisement for the campaign. So I appreciate you guys being here with me, and join me tomorrow 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll tackle another one, maybe Chapel or Badrock tomorrow. All right, till then, hit the campaign. Grace and peace.
After the explosive conclusion of Alpha Red Comics number 5 comes a bold new chapter in the hero's story. Having barely saved the world from Satan's army of robotic warriors, Wes, aka Alpha Red, hoped he was going to take some time off to recover and reflect on the path life is leading him down. But the time for reflection is short-lived when Alpha Red is called into action by a Supermax prison breakout. The supervillain, Dr. Disastro, has re-emerged and is enacting a plan to destroy the world by harnessing catastrophic weather events. Our champion is forced to jump right back into the fight, but will he perish in the face of this villain's master plan to turn the weather itself into a weapon? And what sinister hand is lurking behind the scheme? Find out in Alpha Red Comics number 6, A Recipe for Disastro. This issue guest stars Alpha Red's new gunslinging guardian angel, Wingman. The new dynamic duo will have to brave the storm as they discover what makes A Recipe for Disastro